Welcome to our usual hovers. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today I can play for the game Serial Killers Anonymous, where we decide to go to a Halloween party in a manor on the mountains, only to find some secrets hidden in the basement. It's Halloween night in a manor nestled in the mountains. Red dress, red lips. She kills me every time. Does anyone else get the sense that might end up being quite literal? I mean, she looks like somebody that might be able to kill me. She stands alone and speaks to nobody. The party rages around her, but doesn't stir her. Face somber, she flicks her wrist to examine her watch. What's Julia waiting for? No, that isn't the biggest question at the moment, is it? What am I waiting for? That's the real question. Haven't I been dreaming about her since the day I met her? Back then, it was the first day of our freshman orientation. Freshies swarmed the university's biggest covered court. There were so many seats she could have claimed, so many new friends she could have made. Instead, she took the monoblock chair next to mine. The whole time we sat side by side, we never spoke. I was too tongue-tied. I'd never laid eyes on anybody so drop-dead gorgeous. As we were being dismissed, her pinky brushed against mine. She shot me a shy smile. She mouthed sorry before turning to leave. I dreamed then of holding her hand to make her stay. I fantasized about kissing those smiling lips. I don't feel like that's the happiest thing we could have done. I mean, we've kind of sensationalized her in our mind now, so if anything ever did happen between us, that's a lot of expectations to put on Julia. But nothing's happened between us since then. We've had different circles, different extracurriculars. Now we're seniors attending the same party. This could be my last chance to make my dreams come true, to dissolve the distance between us. Oh my god, it's Ash Ketchum! Oh, I love it! You know, I don't really like costumes outside of the actual horror aspect. I mean, it's Halloween, be horrific. But I shall make an exception for Ash Ketchum. There you are, Mikey. Wait, no, his voice is a lot squeakier, isn't it?
There you are, Mikey. Been looking for you all over.
This slurred speech jerks me out of my repertoire. It's the voice of my best friend since high school. His breath smells of beer as it wafts towards me.
So, tell me, when's the night gonna talk to the lady? You won't keep pining to graduation, will you?
I dunno, bro. It's tough. Julia doesn't even know I exist.
What? But you guys touch pinkies. Of course she does. She invited you to her Halloween party, didn't she?
Nah, it's not like that. She invited the entire class. I just happened to be a part of it.
Yeah. Tell me ahead of time if you won't need a ride back. What would you even do without me? You'd have to roll down these mountains to get home. Can you imagine?
Of course I'll be needing a ride back, Ash Hat. Do you really think my dream girl's that sort of girl?
Whatever you say, Lancelot. I just don't want to wake up to a tragedy tomorrow. Don't want to hear about you being gutted or something. The doll devourer's been all over the news lately. Can you believe we have a serial killer in our city?
How about we kill this conversation? I'm trying to be brave here. Your fear-mongering is the last thing I need. Go scare somebody else. Anybody but me. I think I spotted your honest buddies clowning around.
You're really trying to get rid of me, huh? Trying to pawn me off on the honest varsity team? You know what you really need, bro? Some liquid courage. You gotta loosen up. Need me to get you a beer?
Nah, it's difficult to drink in this. That and beer just taste nasty. I tap the bubble on the lower part of my helm. Pancho grunts in understanding. Just then, a movement to the side catches my eye. Julia's glancing at her watch again. A smile flits over her face. She walks off all of a sudden. I've got to run. I'll hunt you down later. The cell signal's crap on these mountains.
Go get 'em, bro. Gotta catch 'em all.
You know what? I love it. I shove past the swaying and grinding to start my search, but Julia has disappeared into thin air. She's just like a dream, too good to be true. I've reached a quieter area of the manor. There, I glimpse a flash of red. It vanishes around a corner. Before I know it, I'm walking down the shadowy steps. You know, some may accuse us of being a little bit stalkery right now, but it's fine. Most of these people are too drunk to notice, right? I'm drawn downward like a moth to a flame. I've arrived at the basement, and the good news is I'm already properly attired. There's a circle of people conferring here. They turn toward me in unison as I clank down the stairs. Like me, they're all wearing medieval helms. However, they're dressed in regular clothes underneath. One of the helms belongs to a girl in a red dress. A guy wearing a hoodie welcomes me. His voice is muffled but cheery. You know what? I give anyone a gold star if they're able to recognize Julia. Excellent! A new comrade of the SKA. Sit down. Join us. We're nearly done with introductions. Please, just don't be a stranger. Not knowing what else to do, I take a seat. The helm of the girl in the red dress is facing me, but she doesn't say anything. This is Julia, isn't it? What's she doing here? What in the world is this? Yeah, I'm gonna laugh if my confidence is misplaced and that's not actually Julia. So, where were we? The group's attention now shifts away from me. Ah, you're next, River Reaper. Somebody in a flannel shirt starts speaking. Thanks, hallowed hacker. Hi, I'm River Reaper. I'm a serial killer. Hi, River Reaper. It's been 18 months since my last kill. He pauses for effect. The group applauds. So wait, do we think these guys are trying to stop becoming serial killers? Or is this just essentially a bad guys anonymous meetup to celebrate the actual fact they are murderers? I'm excluding last Halloween, of course. It's been anything but easy cutting back. Sometimes I look at people and have to wonder, how will they look like choking underwater? Do you know what I mean? A lady in a brightly coloured tracksuit blows out a sigh. I definitely do. You get me, Campus Carver. Do you know what I keep telling myself? I'm master of my urges. I'm stronger than I realize. I can do this. I can hold off until Halloween. If I can wait, I can let it all out then. Holy crap, these university students have started the purge. Smother the bloodlust today. Sweeten the kill tomorrow. That's my mantra. Campus Carver nods vigorously. A minute hunting meat. A month of the streets. River Reaper, you inspire us all. The group dissolves into another round of applause. This is bad. Really bad. I doubt the people at the party can hear this clapping. Not with the music playing at such a thunderous volume. And even if they heard, what can those partygoers do? This group is obviously highly dangerous. My heart sinks as I think of Pancho. Sure, he can be a pain in the ass. Still, he's my best friend. As soon as the clapping dies down, Julia clears her throat. I guess I'm up next. Most of you are here already know me. Some of you have supported me since my parents died. I can't thank you enough for that. Hallowed Hacker chuckles. You mean after you killed your own parents? You are always our golden girl. And you were always the father and mentor I deserved. Seriously, I'm happy I could host the party tonight. I might not know all of you personally, but each of you is special to me. For the newcomers, hey, it's lovely to meet you. I'm the Doll Devourer. I'm a serial killer. Holy Smokes. My heart has already sunk to the pit of my stomach. Okay, I've just got one question. How much of a simp are we? Are we willing to become a serial killer to get Julia to like us? I mean, as long as Ash survives, it's okay, right? Just when I assume it can't go any lower, it does.
You guys have probably been following the news, so you'll know I've had a tough time cutting back. But I do want to be better. I want to learn self-restraint eventually. The SKA's senior members have been my inspiration.
My, you sound so young. You'll get there, dear. Don't worry about it. We'll support you every step of the way.
Thanks, Campus Carver. That means more to me than you can ever know.
We all believe in you, Doll Devourer. Let's give it up for our youngest member. The group claps and cheers. Well, we're close to carnage time.
Finally!
I've been waiting all year for this. Now, hang on. One last thing before we go up. Wait. Are you gonna kill everybody at this party? Wait. It was a collector, right? That they rigged the whole club to essentially be a death trap. I'm pretty sure it's the movie Collector. Maybe they've done that to the house. Hallowed Hackad turns towards me. All the other hounds follow suit. The floor is yours, new recruit. Would you mind telling us your alias? My alias? Yes, that's what I'm asking. What's my alias? Oh, I love them both. They're both so beautiful. Do I want to be dead as a doornail, which I expect I may be by the end of this night? Or shall I be a cowardly corpse and just hope they don't also realize I'm predicting my own death? You know what? I'll be a cowardly corpse, because then I can at least be a zombie, right? And I'm not technically dead. Julia pipes up before I can say anything.
Oh, don't mind the Nightmare Knight. I was the one who invited him. But he is a bit green, a bit shy. I'll supervise him tonight.
Oh, she definitely knows I don't belong here. Yes, that's probably wise. We shall entrust him to you, Doll Devourer.
I won't let the SKA down. I promise. I think I'll stay behind for a while. I just need to have a word with my apprentice. But you should all go ahead. Choose your weapons from the chest and go upstairs. I've already barred the front door. Oh, damn, you really are going to murder everyone at the party. Okay, not to put a pin in your bubble or anything, but if you guys are the only survivors, it's going to be a little bit obvious who did it. You all heard the Doll Devourer. Let's go, comrades. The Serial Killers Anonymous has work to do. After picking their weapons, the killers head upstairs. I'm left alone with Julia now. Do you know who I am?
She yanks off her helm and tosses it aside. There she is. Underneath the steel is the girl I've always wanted. It's her thick hair, her full lips, her soulful eyes. It's only once I've confirmed her identity that I realize. Until the end, I was hoping I was mistaken all this time. I was praying I'd find any face but hers underneath the helm. But there's no denying it now. Julia is the Doll Devourer. Okay, but look at it as a silver lining. If this wasn't Julia, well, she was definitely going to be one of the victims then, because they're going to murder everyone. She said so herself. She is the most prolific serial killer in our city's history. News reports claim she has dozens of murders under her belt. Most of the victims were teenage girls and young women. The police supposedly questioned a few suspects. These suspects were all men of Pancho's age or a bit older. The perpetrator possessed a particular taste for torment. At least, the evidence supported this theory. The killer toyed with most of her victims, treated them like dolls, hence the alias coined by the investigators. In this case, deep down, is Julia truly that sadistic? Is her charisma simply a mask she wears in public? Does she use her beauty to lure in her prey? Or at least, to lower their defenses? If yes, her strategy certainly worked on me. I'm like a fish flailing helplessly in her grasp. Hook, line, and sinker. I know you know me. Don't you dare lie to me. You're one of the guys I invited, aren't you? To my Halloween party upstairs, I mean. I do remember seeing a knight in shining armor. I simply stare silently at her. I don't know what to do, what to say. Listen, I wasn't planning on indulging tonight. Like I said earlier, I've been wanting to cut back. My urges have been consuming me lately, so I'm only meant to be hosting the party tonight. I was going to sit back and watch the others have fun. However, now that you know who I am, how can I let you go? She reaches into the chest in the corner of the basement. Before I can blink, she's whipped out a medieval dagger. If I'm going to die, at least I'm glad it's by a ceremonial knife. A smile spreads over her face. She taps the pointed edge of the dagger against my visor. Kill for me tonight, my knight. Don't kill any of my friends, but you can kill your own. I don't care. I might even get a kick out of watching that. If you please me, I'll consider keeping you as a pet. So, what do you say? Will you give this quest a shot? I try to swallow back the terror rising in my throat. My voice is tiny as it responds. Yes. What else can I say to her? That's just what I want to hear. She inserts her dagger into a sheath strapped to her thigh. So, I'm guessing you've never even used a weapon before. Try this one out for size. Wait, I wanted the ceremonial knife. She hands me a knight's sword from the chest. This sword suits you, doesn't it? It goes perfectly with your costume. I guess. Here, let me teach you how to wield it properly. Before I know it, she's guiding my hands with hers. At the sudden touch, my breath catches in my throat. Are you right-handed or left? Left. So you're a southpaw, and like me, you should grip the hilt with both hands. Your left hand should be just below the crossguard. Your right hand should be closer to the pommel. I adjust my hands accordingly. Let's practice an overhead swing. This one's a perfect for beginners, like you. First, lift the sword above eye level. Next, swing the blade straight down. I do my best to follow her tips as I practice a few swings. My thoughts are racing round and round my head. The situation is alarming, no doubt. It's hard to imagine a more horrific end to this Halloween. Even so, the proximity of her body is doing things to me. My heart's pounding with something other than fear. What the hell is wrong with me? Sure, I was crushing on Julia when I was none the wiser. Half of my university is probably obsessed with her. She's a heartthrob for a reason, so it's totally normal. But I can't be pining after the doll devourer. She's been dominating the headlines with her grisly crimes. If I don't watch what I say, I'll likely be her next victim. Okay, stop. Not too shabby, Nightmare Knight. You'll toughen up even more as you go, won't you? There's nothing like experimental learning, after all. We'd better join the others for carnage time. Up the stairs you go. Okay. I can now hear screaming from above me. Oh, so people really are killing each other. See, I was half expecting this to turn out to be the scenario from... I can't remember what the movie's called, but they get stuck in an escape room, life or death, and they get to the very end and it turns out, oh no, this was all faked, but of course the main guy's just now murdered someone because he's traumatized by watching all his friends die. I was kind of expecting one of those scenarios, but I was gonna murder someone only to find out it was all like, just a hoax. The higher I climb, the louder the screams. Inside my suit of armor, I can't stop shivering. Oh, it's a bloodbath. Upstairs is absolute chaos wherever I turn. Where the hell is Panjo? I have to find him. I have to save him from Julia and her friends. The two of us have to escape this hellhole together. Should I just make a run for it? Maybe amidst the commotion, I can shake off my captor. It's wonderful, isn't it? Carnage time. All this colourful action. All these intense emotions. When I don't reply, Julia falls silent and studies me. Can she guess what I'm thinking just now? I brace myself for insults or threats, or something worse, like her blade sinking into my neck. But she flashes a smile instead. So, what do you think, Nightmare Knight? Should we split up? That way, we can cover more ground. I'll maim as much prey as I can with my dagger. If you spot a limp, you'll know I've marked them for you. You'll then deal the finishing blow to your sword. Does this sound like a good plan to you?
You know what? I never usually suggest this, but on this one instance, yeah, we should probably split the party.
This might be my only chance to get rid of her. I should seize this opportunity. Splitting up sounds good. Let me learn as much as I can on the field. That way, I can be a better ally for you.
Let me ask you something, my knight. Just how foolish do you think I am? You don't think I can see how badly you wish to flee? I have no plans of allowing you to run. None. So get rid of those foolish flights of fancy. Understand?
I knew it was going to be too easy. I nod mutely.
I can't lie. I'm so tempted to murder you for your impertinence. But I won't. Yet. You're much more entertaining to me alive than dead. But test my patience again, and who knows? I might just change my mind. Do you understand your position yet? Have you come to terms with your powerlessness?
Yes. My throat is so dry, I have to croak out the word. But at least I've appeased her for the time being.
That's more like it. Come on, let me show you how to trap our prey.
You know what? I'm not even entirely sure what your costume is supposed to be. She points at the senior standing frozen on the sidelines.
That one. We'll target him.
I kind of know this guy. His face is familiar, but his name escapes me. He belongs to the one class I share with Julia. At present, fear seems to be rooting him in place. But spotting Julia brings him back to himself. He gives a strangled gasp of relief. Julia, thank God you're here. Does your family have a panic room? Or any other place where nobody can find us?
What's going on? Why is everybody running and shouting?
There are killers on the loose. I saw a bunch of people get stabbed. We have to get somewhere safe right away.
I know a place where we can hide. We can't waste any more time.
Oh, we're going back to the basement, aren't we?
Follow me, you two.
She leads us back towards the basement. This is obviously a disaster waiting to happen. This guy fell so easily into her trap. He trusts her completely. Why wouldn't he? Is it truly too late for him? Julia wants to keep me, but maybe she can let him go. Maybe I can get him out of here. I just have to rack my brain for possible ways. How can I protect my classmate? You know, we can't really whisper a warning. He's not going to believe us. I mean, we are the one currently hiding our face and wielding a massive sword. So I'd be suspicious of us too. So we could try questioning the hiding place? I mean, it would be a dead end, right? We're going to a basement. It's a very easy place to get trapped and murdered in. I mean, they could even gas us, I think. I can't silently lead an innocent person to slaughter. I have to say something. I have to try. I won't be able to live with myself otherwise. Wait, I'm not sure about this. I don't think hiding is a good idea. What? Why? We should be trying to escape this manor, not going deeper inside it. If we're discovered here, we'll have nowhere to run. I guess you do have a point. We need to be able to escape if we're cornered. Julia, is there some other path we can take? Annoyance flickers over her face, but this crack in her mask lasts only a second. A reassuring smile swiftly replaces it. You have nothing to worry about. You see, there's a hidden tunnel in the basement. My great-grandfather suffered from fits of paranoia, so he planned multiple exits during construction. This specific tunnel leads right outside the manor. Trust me, I explored these tunnels all the time as a child. A tunnel, eh? I can be a bit claustrophobic sometimes, but I'll face whatever tight spaces I need to. Nothing can be worse than the killers back there. This might not be true. The killer in our presence might be the worst of them all. But of course, I can't say that out loud. Julia's watching me like a hawk. She's onto my attempt to thwart her plans. Damn it, I failed! And the issue we've got now is that she's gonna know what we were trying to do, and we're definitely gonna die as well. Things happen quickly as soon as we reach the basement. Julia, what the hell are you doing? Don't fight. This will get even uglier if you do. Within seconds, the guy's been bound and gagged. Though he thrashes violently, the rope from the chest holds. She clearly has loads of experience with tying people up. There we go. I thought this prey would never shut up. But it was only a matter of time. Even the wildest of animals can be tamed. Her eyes snapped to mine again. Hey, Nightmare Night. Do you know what time it is? Carnage time? Then again, I have a feeling it's gonna be testing time, but I'll just go Carnage. Is it time for Carnage? Well, yes. We've been enjoying Carnage time for a while now. Haven't you been paying attention? Sighing, she wraps her knuckles against my howl. What's going on in that brain of yours? Right now, a lot. I point towards the ceiling, towards the place where the killing spree is still happening. Fair enough. Halloween night see too much for a first-timer. But you should find the willpower to focus. Snap yourself out of that stupor. It's time for a test now. Show me the full breadth of your capabilities. How? Let me watch your first kill. My first kill? You heard me. I don't believe I can be any clearer. I did hear her, but I'm doing whatever I can to delay the inevitable. My classmate is flailing fruitlessly against his bindings. I'm watching him steadily. It's almost as if I'm hypnotized. Why do you think I entrusted you with that sword? I took you under my wing for a reason. Earlier, you wandered willingly into a lion's den. That takes a special sort of strength. A verve that I'm not just anybody can possess. Don't let me down now. Do you remember how to grip your sword? Where do you place your right hand? The right hand, oh well, we're left-handed, right? So that's the one at the back, so close to the pommel. But do I want to get it right? I mean, I've been pretty incompetent so far, so I want to get this wrong. Just because that's probably going to give us a different ending. So how about close to the cross guard? As for my left hand, I put it close to the pommel. Julia shakes her head. No, switch the placement of your hands. Oops, my bad. Thanks for the reminder. I correct my grip as instructed. It's time to take a swing. Do you remember the direction from earlier? Well, I know it's up to down, but I'm going to do left to right first. Let's just dissect them in half. I get ready to swing from one side to the other. Not like that. From up to down, remember? Right, sorry. I reposition the sword accordingly. This is it, Nightmare Knight. No more dilly-dallying. Show me what you're made of. I take a deep, shuddering breath. The bound body before me is struggling harder than ever. The last thing I want to do is hurt somebody. But I don't have a choice, do I? This guy and I, only one of us can survive. Is there truly no way I can get out of this? I have to target one of his body parts, but which? Oh, I actually get to trip, or I could just run for the stairs. Okay, so the way I see it, we aim for the torso. Well, that might not actually be the worst thing. So we take us down up, or up down even. We'd end up taking it through his shoulder, right? So he could still manage to escape. I mean, if we go for the legs, then he's pretty much doomed. He's not running out of here. But now that I've noticed we can click on the stairs, we're gonna have to do that. Without warning, I flee. Nightmare Night! Wait! Don't run away! But I'm already thundering up the stairs. I'm so out of breath from clanking around in armor. I blink off my helm, but at the first opportunity. This was the worst possible costume I could have worn. Plus, I'd been hauling around a sword. Well, at least I'm armed and ready to defend myself. Julia catches up with me at any moment. I'm back at the place where the party was happening earlier. The members of the SKA are nowhere in sight. They've left an absolute bloodbath behind. Corpses are sprawled everywhere. Blood has splattered over every surface. A metallic stench is spreading over the manor's interiors. I smother my urge to throw up as best as I can. I can't unravel if I want to survive. What's my move? I mean, hiding is the best bet, right? But you know what? I love Pancho. We've got to make sure he's alright. So let's give away our location and call for Pancho. I have to call for my best friend. Regardless of the risk, I have to know whether he's okay. As long as there's a chance to save him, I have to take it. I can't waste any more time. Pancho! Hey, Pancho! Where are you, man? There's movement in my periphery. My eyes fall on the most welcome sights of all night. Pancho!
Mike, is it really you?
You're alive!
You're alive too!
We won't be alive for long if we don't run!
What? But those psychos butchering everyone already left.
Maybe so, but we're still in jeopardy. We have to get out of here now! Julia's bad news.
Julia? Haven't you been pining after her for years?
I'll explain later. We have to run.
Fine, let's go.
How should we get out? I mean, everything in me wants to say front door, because I'm pretty sure that's right there. But I feel like that's the expected answer, so let's find the back door. We should try the back door.
Good call.
Oh yeah, because Julia did say she barred the front door, right? It's dark outside. Pancho and I hurried towards his parked car. I cast a single glance backwards. The manor from which we fled towers over us. It's as imposing as ever. But with my best friend beside me, I'll be alright. Holy hell! We actually survived! We finally clamber into a vehicle. In this familiar space, we can both catch our breath. Pancho wastes no time in starting the car.
We gotta call the cops as soon as we get some signal.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the bars on my phone.
Okay. You must have a story to tell me, huh?
I sure do. But so do you. You were upstairs when the killing spree happened. Wait. Pancho's alive. He was upstairs. He's covered in blood. Pancho is one of the SKA, isn't he? Is Pancho hoodie guy? The remembrance makes him shiver.
Yeah, it was hell. There's no other word for it.
I can imagine. You don't have to tell me anything. Not if you don't want to.
I want to. We have a long drive ahead of us, so we've got time. I'll always want to tell you everything, Mikey. We've both gone to the depths of hell and back. Nobody but us would understand.
Halloween was a bust, huh?
no doubt. But at least we still have each other.
That's enough.
No, more than enough.
And so he starts to drive. How far do we have to go to know that we've left Hal behind? Maybe miles, or continents. Maybe it would take us months to heal, or decades. As he said though, we've probably got time. Ending 3. Drive. Oh, wait. No, the ending is more wholesome than I thought. Listen, his monologue was a little bit sinister, okay? I feel like I'm justified in thinking he was part of the SKA. What do you reckon? There's clearly going to be an ending where I become a serial killer as well, right? So, let's get that next. We should stick together. Splitting up isn't the move. I can't learn unless it's from the best.
Good answer. You've got your head screwed on straight. Come on, let me show you how to trap our prey.
I feel like whispering a warning is going to be the one that gets Julia less annoyed with us. Because if I'm trying to become part of the SKA, I don't particularly want to do either of these. I don't think I've got an option to avoid it. So let's just whisper a warning. In a barely audible tone, I tell my classmate to run as far as he can while he still has a chance. My murmuring catches his attention. He looks at me and watches the trembling of my lips. But he doesn't appear to understand what I'm saying. Raising my voice a bit, I try whispering more warnings. Run! Get out of here! Save yourself! An expression of recognition flickers over his face. Is he finally getting what I'm saying? Am I going to succeed in a single thing tonight? It's about damn time. Hey! You in the knight's costume? What's he doing? He shouldn't be talking like this. He's going to tip her off to my attempts to warn him. What's up with the sword? You're one of them, aren't you? You're a killer like the rest. You're all wearing the same sort of headgear. I part my mouth to protest, but Julia beats me to it.
Don't worry, this guy isn't a murderer. He's just wearing a costume for the party.
Are you sure? He could be tricking you. He could be leading us right to our depths.
I'm 100% confident in this guy. He is my boyfriend. It's pretty new, so we're keeping it private. I've seen everything beneath his armor, trust me.
Oh, you've been up close and personal with him, huh?
Indeed. We've been as close as two people can possibly be. We've bared our bodies and our souls to one another.
Congrats. It's tough to find love like that.
You said it.
Something really is wrong with me. Hearing lies like these shouldn't get me hot and bothered. But it does. God damn it, it does. Let me just chalk up to the heat of the stress of the moment. Let me remind myself that she's mistaken about a few things. Things happen quickly as soon as we reach the basement. Okay then, it's testing time. Is it time for a test?
Very good. We seem to be on the same wavelength naturally. It's indeed time for a test. Show me the full breadth of your capabilities.
How?
Let me watch your first kill.
Okay, the right hand is close to the pommel. As my left hand, I put it close to the crossguard.
You're doing great. I knew you were ready for this.
I'm the opposite of ready, actually. But the longer I pretend, the better my chances. Right?
It's time to take a swing.
From up to down. I recall her teaching me how to swing the sword downward. I raise the weapon higher than my eye level. From there, I do a practice swing downward.
Looking good. You've been listening. From that pose, you can put a lot of force into it. This is it, Nightmare Night. No more dilly-dallying.
So, we can even take the arm out. And unfortunately, we can't aim for the head. What do you reckon is going to be the one that she's most pleased at? I say go for the leg, and then he's not going to run away from us. With a downward slash, the blade whistles towards his leg. At the last second, something makes me hold back. Wait! I never said to hesitate, I said to go. Despite this, the blade sinks into my classmate's skin. The gag over his mouth muffles his agonized gasp. Blood has begun flowing out. The metallic stench smacks my nose and makes my tummy turn. Well, at least we know it's a real weapon then. I mince the nausea. I double over and screw my eyes shut. I wait for the sickness to pass. Distantly, I sense dull clunking sounds. Skin slapping against the steel of my armor. Is Julia patting my back with her gloved hand? I straighten up and open my eyes. Deliberately, I turn away from the scene of the crime. From my classmate writhing uselessly against his bindings. From his groans of pain, his stifled pleas to be saved. From the blood blooming a vibrant red. Nightmare Night, are you alright? I'll be fine. Julia sighs as I attempt to assure her I'm fine. Obviously you aren't okay. I knew there would be a learning curve with you. But we can't move forward if your heart isn't in this. If a dog is disobedient, I have to put it down. Do you get what I mean? Oh crap, I have to get back on her good side. Oh, so maybe the leg wasn't the best choice. My heart's in this. It's all the way in. You're lying to me again, aren't you? No way! I've got your back to the end. I promise. After a few seconds of silence, she nods. Then focus. It's time to get back to the task at hand. Why don't you admire your handiwork? Don't be frightened. Stare at it. Steeling myself, I force myself to look at my classmate. His leg is bleeding harder than ever. No wonder it's doing so. Nothing is stopping the blood flow. I stifle the urge to apply pressure to his open cut. Despite the gag, he voices words that are almost distinct. Help! Please! Save me! Look, Nightmare Night. Our prey is clearly suffering. Killing it would be an act of mercy at this point. Are you ready to deal with the finishing blow? As ready as I'll ever be. Julia nods as I reassure her repeatedly about my readiness. I'm babbling so much. It must be obvious I'm really trying to convince myself. I shut up and take a deep breath. I poise my weapon over the so-called prey. The sword shakes in my grip, but it doesn't come down again. No matter how much I try, I can't make myself do it. I'm not like the members of the SKA. I'm not like Julia. I flinch as she breaks the silence beside me. I get it. Killing is much harder than it looks, especially when you're starting out. Still, I appreciate your effort. You're trying, and that's what matters. I'll take over for now. You can wow me with your sword skills later. Let me show you how it's done. She draws her dagger. Oh, no hesitation. There's a flash of silver as she slits his throat. She does it without an iota of hesitation. Blood sprays out. She backs away just in time. On the other hand, I am frozen in place. I can barely breathe, let alone take a step backward. Some of the red has splattered against my armor. Once again, I shut my eyes to block out the sight. Maybe this is a stress-induced nightmare. I'm attending the party of my longtime crush after all. Maybe if I pinch myself, I'll wake up. Look at me, Nightmare Night. Numb all over, I twist my head in her direction. Only then do I open my eyes. You've got some blood on your helm. Let me clean it up for you, okay? I nod mutely. With surprising gentleness, she pries off my helm. She sucks in a sharp breath.
You're not who I expected you to be.
Yeah? As she continues staring, my face grows warm. The heat chases out my numbness from earlier. Her gaze has a penetrating quality I can't describe. I always knew this, but it's hitting harder than ever.
I was assuming you were male this entire time.
Yeah, I could tell.
Your voice is the lowest I've heard for a girl.
I've heard that before, many times. My voice is lower than my best friend's. And he is a guy. A minute of silence follows. Her eyes roam over every millimeter of my face. My eyes do the same to hers. The spell breaks when she clears her throat.
I didn't intend to spend so much time in the basement. We should probably head back upstairs. I'm dying to see how the spree has progressed. Aren't you curious as well?
I sure am. Not. Blood and gore have always made me queasy. Pancho always teased me for the way I watched horror movies. I would always be peeking through my fingers, or plugging my ears in anticipation of jump scares. That's no fun. You've got to embrace the jump scares. Just laugh. It's fine, you can't be scared if you're laughing. I've just never been a fan of slashers or torture porn. Just my luck that I'm now trapped in a horror film of sorts. I try to retrieve my hand from Julia. As stuffy as it is, I feel safer behind the steel. But as she simply shakes her head.
I doubt you'll be needing this anymore.
No? Why not?
There's no need for anonymity at this point. Knowing my friend's carnage time is likely over. Or close to it at least. Let's go check whether my guess is right.
We're heading back now. Neither of us speak as we walk. My brain whirs faster and faster with every step I take. The implication of Julia's guess is clear. The Halloween party has already ended in tragedy. Most, if not all, of the partygoers are dead. As I'm freaking out, Julia starts talking again. Should I tune in to what she's saying? Yes, we should be nice and pay attention. I have to stay alert and listen to her every word. If I tune her out, I might wind up annoying her.
Most of the SKA have probably already left by now. The longer they remain, the bigger the risk. But I bet there are some who've stayed behind, either to help clean up or to see the night to its end.
She glances at me. Her expression is expectant. I force myself to crack a smile. That would be nice then.
Yes, my friends are the sweetest.
I could tell during the meeting. They all sounded super supportive.
They definitely are. You mentioned a best friend earlier.
I did. I've been trying not to dwell on Pancho's fate. But now, I can't help picturing him as one of the casualties. A pang of terror takes over my body. No matter how much I try to keep it at bay. No, I can't let the fear win. I won't be able to function if I start spinning out.
Do you think he'd do the same for you? Stay with you when things get tough? I mean, really tough.
Before I can answer, she speaks again.
Because I would. For you, I would. Without a doubt.
Oh! I don't know what else to say. We lapse into silence once more. We've come to the place where the party was raging earlier. It's total carnage. Motionless bodies are strewn about. Streaks of deep red slash every surface in sight. The stench of blood hangs heavy in the air.
Well, well. The SKA have truly maximized carnage time this year. Don't you think so?
I want to respond. Really, I do. I have to stay on her good side to survive after all. But my throat can only emit a gurgling sound. She doesn't seem to care or notice.
I'm happy my friends enjoyed their visit. Really, I am. But I didn't expect they'd all be gone by now. I was hoping at least some of them would stay.
She's upset by their absence, isn't she? Well, this is gonna be a big cleanup. This is a chance to win her favor. We could offer to help clean up. I mean, I am trying to become her best friend, aren't I? I'll help you clean up, okay?
I'd appreciate that. Carnage Time always leaves behind such a mess. Thanks for offering. You're alright, Nightmare Knight. That might be why I wanted some of the SKA to be here. You see, I'm nearly done vetting you. You might be a promising new addition to the SKA. I wish I could formally introduce you to my friends.
As for me, I wish I never had to see the SKA again. I can barely deal with one serial killer on her own, let alone a whole support group of killers. But I can't tell her that, of course. It's too bad you couldn't introduce me, but I'm sure you'll have the opportunity next time.
I hope so. Hang on. I just realized something. I can't introduce you to anyone till I know your name. Mind telling me your name?
It's Mikey.
Mikey.
She echoes the two syllables. She seems to be trying to reconcile my name with my face. Just then, there's a flurry of movement to the side.
Mikey, you're alive? Julia too. I was scared out of my mind, bro. I couldn't find you anywhere. I thought I'd be the sole survivor. I thought I'd lost you for good.
I was thinking the same about you, Pancho. If you only knew how freaked out I've been.
We're okay. We'll be okay. We're alive and we're together now. I just tried dialing 911, but the landline's dead. I'm not getting any signal on my smartphone either. But the immediate threat's over. Those psychos who were butchering everyone have left. At least I'm pretty sure they've gone.
No, not every killer has gone. I have to warn Pancho we're still in danger. But how? I've got to be careful about this. Julia's right here. She's watching our every move. She's listening to every word we're saying. I glance over at her as I consider my options. I notice just then that she's drawn her dagger. Pancho spots it at the same time.
Oh, where'd you two get those weapons? You know, I was joking with my teammates.
He looks stricken once that last word leaves his mouth. His honest varsity buddies are nowhere to be found. They probably weren't as lucky as we are right now. He swiftly amends his statement.
I was saying earlier, this place probably has dungeons. Or secret passages and stuff. I shouldn't be shocked if there are weapons too. They look super badass, not gonna lie. Where can I get a weapon of my own? I gotta be armed too. In case those psychos decide to come back, you know? Here, Pancho. Why not take this dagger? Eh? Are you sure? I don't want to deprive you of a weapon either. You need some way to defend yourself. Hey, I'll be fine. I was already thinking of switching my weapon. This dagger's too dangerous for a girl like me. Maybe I should get a knife from the kitchen instead. Well, if you're sure.
He reaches for the dagger she offers to him. In a split second, she's incapacitated him. The dagger's edge is a millimeter away from piercing him. Her voice, directed towards Pancho, is venomous.
Don't speak, scum. Don't move a muscle, or else I'll end you. It's so easy to slit your neck from this position.
Julia! Don't you dare hurt Pancho! He's my best friend in the world!
Don't you see? This is exactly why we should get rid of him. You're too soft, Mikey. You showed me that earlier tonight. You couldn't put down the prey I procured for you. And that guy obviously wasn't your bosom buddy. Unlike your beloved Pancho here. You know what will make you stronger. You need a tragedy to harden you. I have a tragic backstory of my own. So does every other member of the SKA. It's what makes us who we are. You're so close to becoming one of us. Once you've passed this hurdle, you can join our ranks. Show me I was right to invite you to my circle. Crush your biggest weakness with your own hands. Kill him, Nightmare Knight. Murder him, or I'll murder you.
No, no! I could never hurt him. How do I get out of this? Well, the good news is we won't hurt Ash. The new news is, do I try seduction or pure violence? Well, clearly, if we try seduction, I think we're gonna get murdered ourselves, so... Hey, why not try it? Julia and I have built up a strong rapport so far. I've survived for this long. That in itself is saying a lot. Maybe I can trick her to somehow letting her guard down. I'm sorry for losing my temper just now. I don't know what's got into me. The stress of the situation, maybe. I'm trying to be a good sport, but I'm still adapting.
That's okay. I'm willing to forgive you. As long as you can make things right, of course. Disobedient isn't a good look on you.
I'll do it. I'll slaughter our prey like you want me to. I'll do anything for you, Julia. I've been meaning to tell you that all night. You see, the truth is, I'm in love with you.
In love? But you don't even know me. Or at least you didn't before tonight.
In a way, that's true. In another way, though, it isn't. We met on the first day of freshman orientation. You sat on the chair next to mine.
Really? I don't remember that at all.
I didn't think you would. Maybe that moment meant nothing to you, but it meant everything to me when we touched. Even though our fingers only brushed accidentally. Since then, I've watched you from far afar. I've longed for you to look at me like you did then. I'm so glad we became classmates this semester. I've always wanted that to happen, and it finally did. I tried so many times to talk to you, but I chickened out again and again and again. I never gave up though. I came to your party with the intention of confessing. That's why I followed you to the basement. I was hoping for a chance to speak to you alone. Just once before we graduate and go our separate ways. I knew I probably wouldn't get a favorable answer. I'm not deluded. I know my interest is one-sided. Even then, I was determined to express my feelings. So here I am now. I need you to understand how much you mean to me. Life can be tough a lot of the time, but looking at you and thinking of you kept me going. My feelings for you haven't changed in 4 years, and they never will, regardless of what's happened or will happen tonight.
So, you've got it bad for me.
Yeah,
You'd do anything to please me.
I would.
Are you ready to kill your past then?
Yes, if it's the only way to secure a future with you. We are an awful best friend. Hang on, before anything else, can I have a tiny request? After that, I'll be able to do whatever you ask. Easy peasy.
What do you want from me?
A kiss. Just one would do. That will give me the courage to complete my quest.
A kiss, huh? Sure, I can grant you that wish. I'd give anything to speed up your transformation.
Do you think we're gonna stab her when she tries to kiss me?
From shy, Mikey, to my lethal Nightmare Knight. Why don't you come closer?
She loosens her hold on Pancho somewhat, but she still keeps her dagger at the ready. She warns him softly to not even think about escaping. With her free hand, she beckons towards me. Heart hammering, I take a step towards her, another step closer, and another. Our lips are millimeters away from touching.
Hey, can I admit something?
She's so close, the warmth of our mouths are mingling. Go on.
I'm not doing this as a favor to you. Honestly, I've been wanting to kiss you too. I found it the moment I saw your face in the basement. It's not like I never noticed you in class. You're such a doll. Of course you caught my eye. In another life, you would have been my ideal victim. Not in this timeline, though. You've already proven your devotion to me. It would be a shame to lose you now. Yes, I think I'll keep you around for good.
Our mouths met. Her lips are sweeter than pieces of toffee. I always ate those first whenever I went trick-or-treating. Softer than the marshmallows my mother readied by the door. Can I just point out, it seemed a little bit sociopathic. Why did we keep our eyes open? My eyes fluttered closed. I tightened my grip around the weapon in my hand. Pancho or her. Only one of them can survive. My choice is clear. We really did stab her! Joe, we got a good swing on that. With all my strength, I plunged my sword in forward. The blade pierces straight through Julia's heart. Her mouth parts and words tumble out, but all her speech is garbled with agony, incoherent. Now, I'll never hear her voice again. She falls backward. Her eyes are glassy before she even hits the floor. Ending 2. Dream come true. Maybe we're not such a bad friend after all. So maybe the correct answer is if we just swing at his chest. Maybe that'll instantly kill him. With a downward slash, the blade zips towards his torso. Halfway there, I hesitate and hold back. Oh, he's going to escape. I did not mean to cut his bindings. Despite this, the blade sinks into my classmate's skin. The gag over his mouth muffles its agonized gasp. You know what? Let's be honest with her, see if that makes her like us more. We're honestly quite overwhelmed. I can't lie. This has all been so overwhelming. My mind can't process it, any of it. The cries of pain, the color of blood, the smell of metal.
I completely understand. My first murder also shook me to my core. I reacted in much the same way you're doing now. I was scared out of my skin of so many things. Of being discovered, of being arrested by the authorities, of being locked away in some juvenile institution. Hallowed Hacker reached me at the crucial time. He hooked me up with the SKA. When I lost those who birthed me, they became my family. That's why I've been so set on mentoring you tonight. I want to guide you, like I needed a guide of my own. Your first few kills may leave a bitter aftertaste, but once you get used to it, murder will be sweet. Sweeter than any treats you can bag this Halloween. I promise. I never intended to hurt anybody in the first place, let alone commit murder. Julia's been pressuring me into everything. I'm only cooperating with her to stay alive. I wish I could shake her and scream out these thoughts. But of course, I keep my mouth shut. I simply nod. Okay, let's quit dragging this out. It's time to get back to the task at hand. Why don't you admire your handiwork? His torso is bleeding harder than ever. No wonder it's doing so. Nothing is stopping the blood flow. I stifle the urge to apply pressure on his open cut. Despite the gag, he voices words that are almost distinct. Help! Please! Save me! Well, the way I see it, we're not going to do the final blow anyway, so we might as well just say no. Julia nods as I admit I'm not ready. I suspected as much. Murder is more difficult than it looks on TV, especially when you're a fledgling murderer. But I do appreciate your honesty. I'll take over for now. You can wow me with your sword skills later. I wonder what would happen if we actually try and tune her out. I can't bring myself to listen to anyone right now. Not even this serial killer who is holding me captive. My stomach is twisting too hard into agonizing knots. I'm picturing Pancho as one of the casualties. As still and silent as the body of my classmate downstairs, surrounded by a puddle of his own blood. The lives light of love drained fully from his eyes. It's hell to imagine it, and things are only going to go downhill from here.
You know what? I think it's time we break the tension with a good joke. Do you want to hear a joke?
Sure.
Knock knock.
Who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo.
Please don't cry. The Halloween party isn't over. I'm still here. There's a beat of silence before she splashes a smile. Oh, I feel like this is a pity smile.
Good one. You're alright, Nightmare Knight. That might be why I wanted some of the SKA to be here.
There's only one choice left. I feel this is going to result in either our death or Pancho's, or potentially both. Let's try to slash Julia. Her dagger is much smaller than my sword. I might overpower her based on the sizes of our weapons. Without wasting any time, I try slashing her with my sword, but she effortlessly fends off my attack. The force of her deflection disarms me. Before I know it, my sword is spinning out of my hand. It clatters to the floor in considerable distance away. Freed from the tip of her dagger, Pancho tries to escape. He and I both dive for the sword that I dropped, but Julia moves faster than either of us. With the dagger's handle, she strikes the back of his head. Knocked out cold, he crumples to the floor. Pancho! I can't afford to check on him right now. His fingers are millimeters away from retrieving my sword. They can't though. They never do. An unstoppable force trips me, sweeps me off my feet. Oh, don't you look simply deranged? I'm suddenly staring up at Julia from the floor. She's towering over my supine fall. The dagger in her hand is swaying slightly.
This is the end for you, Nightmare Knight. Any last words?
Whatever words I have for her tangle in my throat. They'll stay stuck deep inside me, through my dying breaths, as deeply as this dagger has lodged into my neck. Ending 1. Death. Oh! I guess the size of the weapons really aren't the important factor. Okay, I feel like attacking his arm is basically going to be the same as the leg. But you know what? Just for the sake of trying every body part, let's swing for his arm. With a downward slash, the blade streaks towards his arm. At the last moment, I second-guess myself and hold back. Despite this, the blade sinks into my classmate's skin. The gag over his mouth muffles his agonized gasp. Yep, that's pretty much the same. Okay, so I know the itch.io page only says there's 3 endings, and we have found them all. I'm just curious what would happen if we choose to hide after we run upstairs. I have to go somewhere where Julia can't find me. I leap into the closest closet and wrench the door shut. Shrouded in darkness, I do my best to hold my breath. I can't, however, stop the pounding of my heart in my chest. The thrum is deafening amidst the silence. Then the worst that can possibly happen does happen. Something yanks me out of the closet.
Well, if it isn't my running rabbit. Such a disobedient little pet. Whatever shall I do to punish you?
Julia, wait! Before I can finish my sentence, she shoves me down. I fall backward. Ah, so that's what happens. We simply die. Okay, so there are only 3 endings then. We can just get them in multiple different ways. So I wonder which ending we do end up with if we try and pick the front door. Because we know it's barred, right? So probably just death. Let's take the front door, come on. Pancho nods. Side by side, we sprint towards the exit. The front door, however, is barred. Damn it!
Mikey, watch out!
The alarm in his voice makes me whirl around. I duck just in time as Julia swings her dagger. The blade arcs across the space where my head used to be.
Mikey, your sword!
What should I do with my sword? You know what, Pancho? I'm going to choose to trust you. Pancho, take this! He deftly catches the weapon I fling towards him. Pancho is captain of the Arnis varsity team. He's better at wielding weapons than I'll ever be. He likely has his combat skills to thank for this survival. This is why I don't hesitate in relinquishing the sword. Now that he's armed, his entire demeanor shifts. He only ever exudes this aura during official matches. When Julia attempts an attack, he swiftly parries her. He succeeds in disarming her with his contact move. With another swing of the sword, he sends her to the floor. Good job, Pancho! His eyes soften as they dart towards my face.
Thanks for trusting me with your sword. Julia will be down for a while. I've made sure of that. We can let the cops take care of her, right? You and I can both testify against her. Let's get out of here in the meantime.
I nod as I observe Julia's prone form on the floor. She's out cold, but she's still breathing. I tear my eyes away from her. We should try to get back door.
Good call.
Oh, so I guess we found a second way to get ending 3 then. We drive away. You know, I'm kind of surprised there's not actually an ending where we do join the SKA. I mean, we do technically become a murderer in one of them, but we don't become a serial one. If you enjoyed that playthrough, I'd greatly appreciate you like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, it was a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.